Boom! Big up on yourself, people. Back in the building. Another edition of the Reggae Boyz Weekly. New year 2025. Don't know, finished 2024 on a strong foot. Big up to Eddie, big up to T, got Premier 7. Nicardo, last show of the year, last live stream, we do a yearly recap. Was a good show, you know, so big up to them. Yo, how are you?
Yeah, bro. Ready for thumping your exciting Heimers. I never come my Emirates come get dumped up there. January you. That's why you come.
Sunday.
Yeah, Sunday. But just not about the ball to me, bro.
But like how United get a draw to Liverpool, you don't feel like we can get a result against, you know?
No, brother. Right now Arsenal under too much pressure to make Man U come and win all of. Brother, which draw? No replays now go on, you know. Extra time on penalty.
No, just I say like, but still like feel like we can get a win. You see me I say?
No, brother. Arsenal under too much pressure to make Man U come and pull you out completely. You must smart. That now, my brother, I feel that.
Yeah. But people, as in a giant, big up on yourself, as in a giant, like, share, and subscribe. Hit up that like button so we can get the live stream out. But New Year, people, 2025, you know, big up to everybody. We'll make it visit 2025. Been a weird start to the year. And honestly, I'm not going to say a weird start, you know, people, because with everything that's going on in the world, you know, that happen every year. You know what I mean? You know, you have the fires in LA and, you know, one bag of thing are going nowhere, but that are like every year, nothing special. You see me? I say, but we just have to ask God for guidance and protectance. Guidance and protection.
Protection, brother. Protection.
When I say protectance is a word, but guidance and protection, people. You see me? I say, why would you make up some word joking, you know, and it's like, you see me? I say, but guidance and protection. I'm find out where the guidance and protection. You know, we'll make it through 2024, and we know so we're gonna make it through 2025 as well. So we have the Gold Cup qualification coming up in March. Then we have if we qualify for the Gold Cup, we have that in the summer. Plus we have World Cup qualifications in June, July, I believe, somewhere around that period. So we have a lot of games coming up this year as well, and we have a lot of, we're hoping that we'll have a lot of new faces in the national team around the time that we'll start to play in the Gold Cup and the World Cup qualifiers as well, because again, there's no guarantee that Jamaica is going to make it to the World Cup. We're hoping for it, but we're not guaranteed a spot. You know, we have to work with ourselves to get to the World Cup, which will be held in the United States, Canada, and Mexico as well. But before we get into the show, people, let me just play the intro and we'll get into it. And so we got the people in the comment section.
It's time to rise up. Rise up, shine like the sun. Rise up, your journey has just begun. Rise up, stand like the brave. Rule your destiny, be the best that you can be. We always start from the bottom and we reach right over the top. No matter what you do, you know say that we can't stop. We stand up and salute down to the yellow, the green, the black, and make them know.
Yeah, people, see how this in the comment section. CC Sports Lab. CC, big up yourself. I think CC is what, Chelsea fan? Is a Chelsea fan. Chelsea they in the FA Cup still, don't? Yeah. Sorry, what, third round? Yeah, Chelsea they in the FA Cup still.
Fourth round.
Gunners boss, big up yourself, Gunners boss. But yeah, as the giant people, just smash up the like button. We have a few things we want to discuss today. You know, if you're new as well, hit that subscribe button and share the video. First live video for 2025, you know, so we just have to go warm up into it. But today we're going to talk about Heimir Hallgrímsson, people. We're going to talk about Heimir Hallgrímsson, the former Reggae Boyz coach. Recently he did an interview with a paper in his home country, which is what country name again? Iceland. And you know them that asked Grimmy about time in Ireland and whatever the case is, and for some reason Heimir Hallgrímsson decided to mention Jamaica. Now he said some things in which, you know, it is true. It's nothing new to us as Reggae Boyz fans in terms of what we are expecting from the JFF. We expect more professionalism, etc., etc. But in this case, it's like the pot calling the kettle black. You know what I mean? It's like if anybody should be saying anything, it shouldn't be Heimir Hallgrímsson when he's talking about professionalism. And he went on to big up Ireland, the FAI Football Association of Ireland. He went on to big them up, and Dick and I went to do some digging. I'm do some digging myself. I'm say, all right then, let me take a look into Ireland FA and see what them up to. And really and truly, people, Heimir Hallgrímsson is a bold-faced punk liar. You get me, I say, people? I'm not gonna say it straight. I'm not want a white man feel like say, them can come disrespect Jamaica and big up another country. You see me, I say? I don't want them feel too special and come disrespect Jamaica, because you know what? Professionalism, or a lack of professionalism, is not only a thing that is found in Jamaica, that is found across the globe. In any country, you can find that in any organization. You get me, I say? So me personally feel like say Grimaldi try to disrespect Jamaica and try to disrespect the JFF, because in terms of the FAI, Football Association of Ireland, they don't have anything to write home about in terms of professionalism. So I'm going to talk about that and bring some things to the forefront. Also want to talk about Bailey. Right, Leon Bailey did an interview recently, talk about Leon Bailey, talk about Richard King, talk about Ronaldo Webster, Kaheim Dixon, some of the players that are informed now, and I think that's a good thing as well, because last year, at the back end of last year, a lot of players really and truly, they were not informed. But we see Dixon for the left that he's playing at, he's scoring goals, getting assists. We see Ronaldo Webster with Ankara Gucci, he's performing well as well. John Russell continuing where he left off from last year, is performing for Barnsley once again. So we have quite a few players, they're performing now. I mean, really, nothing from Demarai Gray's side. I think, he's still going through a time over there in Saudi Arabia. We heard links earlier this year, as the year did start, that, he's linked with a move away from Al Ettifaq back to the English Premier League, right? So I think we have to keep our eyes open and see if Demarai Gray returns to the Premier League, because I think he's still of the age, and I think there's still some quality in Demarai Gray, and I think he can still contribute to England. Also, we're going to talk about Jerome Waite, because he's an ex-individual as well who I'm not pleased with. Said something recently, they can have a different opinion upon that, but I found it disrespectful in terms of the context in which he was asked that question and his response to the question posed by Knockins. Knockins, big up yourself. And yeah, we have some other things. So I'll go breeze cross as well. Young Cryptic, big up yourself, smash up the like button. Him say code. CC Sports Lab said Damion Lowe, choking CR7, Isaac Hayden on loan to Portsmouth. Yeah, we're gonna talk about Damion Lowe, because they kind of do a video upon Damion Lowe and thing, and people, I feel like say una bash Damion Lowe unfairly, because that penalty that was given to Sadio Mane, I think that Sadio Mane waited on the contact. Yes, Damion Lowe should have been a little bit wiser with his experience in football, but even the commentator people were surprised that it was given as a penalty. It's almost like a man feel the slightest bit of contact and decides, all right, I'm going to go down, I'm going to dive off and sell it. Even Young Cryptic say in the comment section, because people may never see it, I did kind of video watch this morning, you see me?
Man, dive off, brother. Man, dive off, brother. Low literally the 10 yards behind the man.
Let me
the
just
pass, hold on, the pass go into the ball a foot. You are 10 yards behind him as a centre back. You do not rush in and make contact from behind. Because if I'm an attacker and I feel that contact, of course, I go down. Did he win the ball? Did he go around him to win the ball? No, the man goes straight through him. So if you want to attacker, we have to write the sense you say there in the box. You stand up? That's what we are talking about, the inexperience of an experienced player, the rashness, the wildness of an experienced player. Sadio Mane is going nowhere. He's at the edge of the box. His back is to goal. He's not trying to turn. And you just run go barge in. You give the referee no choice.
Let me say
you
this,
give the referee no choice. If I'm an attacker, I'm going down.
Let me say this.
So what you are in back for?
Let me say this. I watch a video this morning, but you never have the commentary. You see me, I say? And in my mind, I say, yo, it's a dive that for me, and it's not a penalty. You see me? And then I watch your video, and then I go for Nicardo. I watch Nicardo video because he might give some good updates about Java and East. Big up to Java and East. And people, you don't need to pay the money over Costa Rica. But anyways, I watch Nicardo video, and Nicardo did drop some highlights where he did have the commentary. I'm see the video again, I'm say, yo, that's definitely a dive. And even the commentator, brother, when you go to him, and it was given as a penalty, the commentator said, oh, that was a penalty. You get me? I say, because I was surprised people that was given as a penalty. Whether Damion Lowe barged into the back of Sadio Mane, I don't think that there was enough contact to warrant Sadio Mane going down in that fashion. As a football player, with the minimal contact that Sadio Mane felt, he should have still been on his feet. I'm not going to start off the year bashing
Brother,
Damion Lowe
you
people. I
cannot
am not
say-
going to start off the year as
Bro,
presser
have you ever
bashing
played?
Damion
Have you
Lowe.
ever played as an attacker? Because if you have your back to goal, right? You know that a defender is 10 yards behind you. Your back is to goal. You never try to turn. You not try to beat the defender in any way. You just try to control this ball. You are expecting physical contact in some sort, but not with a knee and a lower leg type of the area going right through you. If me feel that as an attacker unexpectedly, I'm going down. I am in the box. And it is not a dive, it is smart play. And it is smart play from Sadio Mane, and it is stupid play from Damion Lowe. Because the attacker is going nowhere. Why do you need to be running in 100 miles per hour and barging into the attacker inside of the box on the edge? And I like him a turn, and I like him a try to face you off, and you try to get at him before him should be ball pass you. No, his back is to goal. The most thing they're going to do is a wall pass. So why you need to rush in? Why you need to run in? And it's not only that penalty, the other goal that Sadio Mane scored. There was no need for him to be, it was called a goal line clearance. But if you look at the replay, two of his other teammates were there. The keeper and the next defender were there, capable of making a clearance. Do you think Virgil van Dijk would have went soaring up, a fling acrobatic to clear the ball off of the line when two of his teammates are there? Then the three of them caused confusion. The ball spilled and it left right in the part of Mane. If that was a Virgil van Dijk or any regular defender, them stand up because them see two of them own teammates go off for the ball and them allow them to clear the ball. And if the ball do reach back of your foot, you can clear it good. But this brother, him want to do everything, dog, and him take up everything on him head. And I just don't understand how such an experienced player continues to make inexperienced decisions. You make it so easy for the referee. See, Sports Lab, I tell you that Sadio Mane has to go down. If you are an attacker, you are going down too. Because he has unfairly run into you in the touch no ball and you are in the box. And like Sadio Mane chuck off, wasn't there contact? There was contact, so it can't be a dive. You feel the contact, you go down. It's that simple.
I disagree. I strongly disagree. Let me just play this quickly.
No, you can't play. You can't play. Oh, I read card. Go through.
Yeah. Let me just play this quickly. People, look at this. Look at this.
Don't watch it. You can't full screen it, bro. Zone out and make them watch. Yeah, make them watch from this one.
Yeah, so look at this, people. Look at this bit of play that was eventually given as a penalty. Me if slow it down, I believe. Look at this. Just look at this incident that's upcoming that led to the penalty. Where minimal contact. There's no knee. He did not put his knee or anything in the back of Sadio Mane's leg. His hand, Damion Lowe had his hand in the back of Sadio Mane and he decided to go down. Now, whether or not Damion Lowe supposed to use experience and not get so close to him or whatever the case is, the fact of the matter is that Sadio Mane went down too easily and it was not enough contact.
There's contact. What you mean not enough contact? If you are an attacker, do you think it's about enough contact? Okay, look at his leg. Look at his right leg. His right leg go in between Sadio Mane's legs and it make contact with his leg. Watch it. See it there?
Not teeth, brother.
Look at his right leg and look at Sadio Mane's left leg. That is clear. Clear. Now play this one as well. Flip it up and play about that second clip because that's the clip me I talk about with him running in. Pull up back the clip if you can. It's a penalty, dog. An experienced centre back not supposed to have something like that. That is Mustafi-esque. And any Arsenal fan, anybody remember how Mustafi them used to stay and Socrates them? Or even Manchester United fans with the rashness of Harry Maguire.
Bro,
look at his right leg. Look at his right leg. Brother, you have to go down. What is an attacker going to do?
Sadio Mane. No, hold on. What happened? Sadio Mane is expecting contact. So him plant himself.
Exactly. And if your man run come bulldoze you down where you're going to stand up on your foot, you go down, and when you go down, you're going to stay down. So I guess what you realize here in the box. Now, if me a coach any attacker and him feel the contact and go down because it's clear and barge nine back, you think Sadio Mane doesn't go get up? I'm an attacker in that case. Me a stay down and me a look my penalty. Because with the free ball, some back for look over there. You see me?
I disagree still. As I said, I'm not going to start the year bash Damion Lowe. Big up to Damion Lowe over Saudi. You get me? I say,
Read the comments, my friend.
somebody said that is the same Central American referee from Concacaf region. CC said, ask Presser this. Is that a foul anywhere else on the field? It depends. It depends on the amount of contact. With that limited contact, no, won't give us a foul. Sometimes I wish if me that referee people. You see me? But you know, pay enough, so I'm not gonna become a referee. You pay a decent still. If me a referee in England, you can live a nice life. But yeah, I want to be a referee. That's a penalty, bro. See that every day, all day in EPL. If that's Manchester United, you would have wanted that. People, I believe in hard contact. You get me? I say, I believe say, a man if you show me down, I don't literally, if you can go down. You see me? Sometimes watch the NBA, for example, and man, them a flap, and you know, even past players, I say, oh, that's not enough contact for a player to be going down.
NBA worse, because NBA is not basketball is not a contact sport. So even if you get a brush, it's a foul. So that's even worse, brother.
I disagree still, but big up to Damion Lowe. As I say, big up to Damion Lowe. I'm sure that, well, you know, listen, he play against Ronaldo and he play against Messi. Not many players in football, people, when they retire, can say, yo, them play against the two greatest players ever. No, obviously, it's not a thing that you're going to get an accolade for or whatever the case is, but I still something where you can look back on with your grand pitney or your pitney them and say, yo, you know, so I play against Messi and Ronaldo. Yeah, them beat me and whatever the case is, but I rub shoulders with them. So, you know, big up to Damion Lowe and his team. Ariel Shields say, I agree, Decanio. Any baller would be controlling the ball at first intention, expecting a tackle so from behind. So the defender should stop close. Or we must say the defender shouldn't go close.
Yeah, brother, I'm a defender. I've never done that as a defender. Because first of all, if you get close, you can either get rolled or you have to commit a foul, dog. And you're there in your box. You jockey and you block. You make sure, say, if you're a jockey and you get that man space to shoot, you set yourself in prime position to block the ball, brother. But you do not run and barge into someone and try to win the ball like that behind somebody. It's a foul. If my teammate do that, me I send him up on that mother as a centre back, dog. Big man thing, bro. And this, you can't do that as a defender, brother, in the box. You're cooked. And that's what me I try to say, brother. When Damion Lowe was younger, Zine, in his 20s, he did have these frailties, but guess what? He did fast, he did quick, and he was the future of Jamaica's defense. Even me used to rate him then. We used to could have looked past the frailties back then, kind of young. But now you're 32-year-old, I was still at this for every game. Every game you make 4 rash decisions. Every game you get yellow card, or every other game you get yellow card. You just make your fans them on the edge, dog. And if the fans them on the edge, imagine him fellow centre backs or him fellow defenders. Yeah, maybe an attacker will like. One second, no, maybe an attacker will like. Some attackers might like when a rough man there in a defense because they might get kick up this and they want a man to kick down some other attacker down there. So, right? But generally speaking, you want calm defenders, brother. You don't want to feel worry if in the next action, Mr. Brother, will let down the team. As a 32-year-old defender, though, you don't need to see them thing there, bro.
Yeah. But once again, people, quick break. Like the video, people. Like the video so we can send it out. Share the video as well and subscribe if you're new. But in terms of Damion, I think Damion is one of those players. I'm not saying he's a perfect player, whatever the case is. But Damion was just one of those players where, for them brain just program where, you know, you have some players who them can just never learn. You give them Pep Guardiola for coach them and them can just never learn. You get me? I say, you give them the greatest manager ever for coach them not going to learn. Maybe them improve, you know, 1% or whatever. But, you know, Damion Lowe will just always be Damion Lowe. You know, me never get to watch him father. So I don't know if him father did have a look at a cheap moment where him rash and all them type of thing.
Yeah, him father did a cheap, but at least him father, remember saying Nanny Lowe them are the killer too in them way then, bro. Him father did a cheap, but Nanny Lowe them used to strike. Yes, but then again, so you can head chip as a striker, bro, because even if you get book, you will get a defender book with you, and you can easy well defender be up on the edge, because he will always up on the back foot. You see me? But as a centre back, brother, come on, you have to calm than that.
Well, me can't say like father like son then, so maybe like mother like son. No. Maybe mother used to play football and she did have a cheap moment too. I forgot to ask him about that. But anyways, I'm into some of the informed players. So we have Ronaldo Cephas over there in Turkey in the 2nd division, you know, doing his thing. 6 goals so far this season, 1 assist. He has played 14 games, started 6 out of the 14. Average match rating of 6.63. And to be fair to Cephas as well, in some of these games he has played as a striker as well, people, in the games that he has actually scored. So big up to Ronaldo Cephas. He's over there in Turkey doing this thing. And remember at the start of summer, or within our last summer, people, when the transfer window was open, there was a bit of bickering about Ronaldo Cephas being unhappy and he wanted to leave, but I guess they started out that issue, and maybe he did want to leave because he never want to play in the second division of the Turkish league. And to be fair, nobody wants to play in the second division of any league. You always want to play in the top flight of any respective country and their football pyramid system. So Ronaldo Cephas is still there at Ankara Gucci. He's doing his thing. Last season it was his first season in the top flight, didn't really do much. So this season he's doing his thing, and again in some of the games that he has actually scored, he has played as a striker. Now, talking about striker, we have Jamaica, where Mikel Antonio unfortunately met in an accident at the end of last year. Speedy recovery. He's also out of the hospital. He's also out of the hospital as well. So big up to Antonio and the road to recovery. So kind of sharp on a striker, we have Nicholson, we have Romario Williams as well. But obviously for me, Romario Williams is not the answer in terms of our goal scoring problems. Shamar Nicholson is also not the answer, but at least with Nicholson, whenever him will score 1 and 2 goals. You get me? I say, but seeing that Ronaldo Cephas is playing down there in the Turkish second division, scoring goals, playing as a striker. I mean, a lot of people within the YouTube space, they've been saying that, fans and YouTubers alike, they've been saying that Cephas could be tested as a striker for Jamaica, at least for a short-term fix. And to be fair, honestly, is not something that I would be favorable of. However, I think we can do it in the sense that in club already start playing as a striker. So nobody can have it for say, a Jamaica play him out of position or a Jamaica play him as a striker, because every time we play a player out of position, people have a problem. So at least with Cephas, he's performing over there with Ankara Gucci in the Turkish second division. So at least we can say, they might play him as a striker, so let's test it out as well. What do you think about that?
Maybe some little against St. Vincent, why not?
Yeah, against St. Vincent, isn't it?
If we play against St. Vincent, when the business who want to play in an attack line, brother, we're supposed to dump up them money. So when it comes to the next game that we're playing and the next set of fixtures that we're playing, those are Gold Cup qualification games. So why not test it? If you are test it at them game, you're supposed to test it out. So
yeah.
But looking forward, I really want to see Cephas there because we have options. All right, bro, I'm conflicted because at this point, Shamar Nicholson out there. I don't know what is wrong with Shamar Nicholson, and having that dead striker up there that's not clinical makes no sense because both of them now hold it up well. Them now link well with the wingers. So why not try an option in behind? An option that's an X factor. It's an option. And I think even though I just did say we should try it against smaller opposition, why not try it against a bigger opposition as well? Because they're going to leave space in behind as opposed to the weaker opposition, right? I'm not 100% sold, but if the coach should try it, then it's a brave decision. And sometimes in football, you have to risk it for the biscuit. So if you make a brave decision, I'm not going to bash him for making that brave decision. It makes sense, especially if you are playing against a big team, a USA, a Canada. They're going to afford you space. And one thing we know about Cephas is you cannot play on the half line with a man like Cephas in behind, because one ball slip through and he will terrorize you with his space. So it's an option. I hope Steve McClaren is actually watching games and actually seeing these different options that clubs are using our players for. And once he's seeing that, then why not implement it or try it? If it's even for 30 minutes against St. Vincent, then try it. Why not?
Yeah. But obviously for the Gold Cup, we don't want a more fixed solution in the sense of like somebody that's like either scoring goals as a striker or we can draw for, or obviously the obvious answer would be like a Mason Greenwood that Jamaica is pursuing. You see me I say, but this is the year in terms of if we'll see Mason Greenwood playing for Jamaica, because again we have the World Cup qualifiers and we have the Gold Cup coming up as well, and those are the games in which people would want to see a Mason Greenwood feature. And if Mason Greenwood doesn't come in match, then I don't think anybody would care. I think after that, they would look at it and say, all right, then is he going to be here for the Gold Cup? Because at least if you get him, you can say, you know what, we can play him as a striker because he has or he was groomed to be a striker in the academy coming up. Only kind of play him off for the right hand side, and he's that good that he can play off for the right and play central as well. You see me I say? So yeah. But in terms of the next player on form, we have Jonathan Russell down there with Barnsley. 4 goals across this season, 1 assist, 15. Well, he has played 19 games, started 15 out of the 19. 7.19 match rating, 3 yellow cards so far, and 0 red card. He's a midfield player, so that's good. But in terms of Jonathan Russell, looking at his match ratings in these games, it has been good. He's down there performing as well. And remember, when he wasn't called up by Steve McClaren, it was after that he went back to Barnsley. No, yeah, would he leave him out of our window and then go back to Barnsley and him start perform? Don't?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, the thing is, I think Steve uses same team. Him call up the same team where Hallgrímsson did leave, bar a few persons where just couldn't make it, like Boza. So Boza couldn't make it for the first trip, see? And then the second trip, him basically leave out John Russell and tell him, say, yo, well, you make it for this first trip because we didn't want to watch and we didn't want the continuity from the last coach. But now you have to get dropped because you're not getting a game time.
Yeah.
See? So him drop him for game time, and then the following window, him a baggy in the goal them, whatever, and the coach still never call him because the coach never did a watch him. So that's why I did call out Steve McClaren back then and me I say, oh, if you tell the man, say, you're not getting a game time, we're going to assess you. If you start get games and you start perform, then you make it back. And when he was getting games and him scored mostly 2 or 3 goals in that period, 2 goals in that period, he must start, bro. Every match him play him get man of the match performance. See? And you call him up in the window. You complain about shortage in midfield. You bring 10, 15, 20 million defender. The midfield look light and weak. And you don't call John Russell an informed player. So that was questionable. And that was window where Steve McClaren also said that I want to friend him, tell him, say, John Russell play good. And he never did really see. I want to friend him where he's a Barnsley fan. Tell him, say, John Russell play good. So I'm going to look on him in the future. And it was that same window as well where YouTubers did a call for Ravel Morrison. He never did know much about Ravel Morrison until the YouTube space. Because I know the YouTube space have connections to the JFF space. So when YouTuber push a certain thing, especially from Anita push for real, then it end up reach JFF and it end up reach to the ears of the coach. And all of a sudden, the coach just start hear about Ravel Morrison and say next year or next window, he might go consider him. As we all knew, some injury things happened with the squad that he called, and he ended up having to call Ravel anyway. So, we need to see McClaren improve on that, bro. Just going off tangent here. But you need to know what going on with the player, then, brother. How can he be the national team coach full time? Zine, and you don't know what going on with the players. And if you tell a player, say, yo, if you're dep on farm, you can make by the team. I didn't even know, so the man dep on farm, brother. That don't make no sense, dog. So, I don't want to hear no more of them excuses there in the next window.
Yeah. I think by the next window, which is in March, Steve McClaren needs to know about every player we ever play for him or him ever select in the previous window them, and every potential player we can play for Jamaica. I need to know every single thing about them. You get me? I say, you need to know.
Brother, he's a full-time coach, dog. He's not supposed to have course.
Exactly.
Every day you feel work, brother. Every day you feel work. I find out.
Well, the man never play for Jamaica, but can potentially play. You need to watch them. You need to know about them. You need to have a profile on them. That if a man saying at the press conference, yo, Steve McClaren, you know about Banshee. And say, yeah, I seen Banshee in 2 games and he's a real player, good build and whatever the case is, can pass the ball. But maybe we're not looking into him right now. But you need to know majority of the players where
them JPL game where you play, brother. Not saying more JPL teams, but if you not want to know about the country and them thing there, them little JPL one hot JPL game I play tomorrow for the Anthony Spalding, brother. Man of business. Moby and Pleasant to play tomorrow. You for there, so brother, watch the top of the league type of match there, bro. You see what I'm saying for there, the little mediocre.
Yeah, I think if you're going to be a national coach, even though you're not going to predominantly select players from the JPL, I still personally I feel like you need to get to know the league. You see, you need to know what the league is about. You need to know the strong points and the weak points, that in case in any emergency, I don't want you to say Marion Garden when know the league, I select the player. The more I want to say you, I trust your opinion because you see these players where you pick from the JPL. In case we need to, as a national coach, you need to know about the league. You get me? I say so. I think we need to see him at the games. You know, again, watching the game behind a screen is different in comparison to being at the game. And as a national coach as well, I think it would be good if you go to the games, you see one player, maybe not the first name in a team selection, but you see him and say, you know, you play a good game, but these are the key areas in which you can improve on or whatever the case is. You see me? I say, and maybe it's a look 17 or 18-year-old, and by the time I tell him that and him go play 2 more games, I him that in a January transfer when they say Ghana overseas and he get a good transfer. And you see me? I say, so,
bro, the man has Manchester United level expertise. He has been assistant coach under Sir Alex Ferguson. There's a whole lot that he can do to help the local setup. And if he goes to games, he will have the opportunity of access to the games, right? Any JPL game, he can walk in at that thing now for pay if he even going at that, bro. Not that pain is a problem for you. But you walk in at the venue and you associate yourself with the players. You introduce yourself. Everyone know who you are. And just that alone can give players a lift. Knowing say the national team coach there, they watch them. They might go give them best game. They might go be on point because they know what type of opportunity that is. And as you say, you can always give advice. You can always tell local players what them can do better as a national team coach. Because at the end of the day, the role of national team coach is not only to win football matches, but also to recruit talent and pick the best team possible. And to me, in order to pick the best team possible, you have to be developing young players. And the meaningful advice can go a long way. One piece of advice can change a player game model entirely. A player cannot play with him head just screwed in a one way. And you just look at him and say, yo, when you're in this area of the field, check your shoulder this specific way. Scan this way 2 times. Every time you're in this area of the field. And just by telling him that alone for that in that area of the field, and in practice that, the man starts scan everywhere in there. Just one simple point of advice can change a player game model overall. So, yeah, bro, he might need to get more involved.
But let me take TikTok. I mean, TikTok, big up yourself. People, big up on yourself in the new year as well. Would you choose Russell over Casey Palmer and Daniel Johnson? McClaren see that Russell isn't playing as a CDM for his club team. That he isn't being selected isn't a surprise. I guess he must say like Russell now plays as a CDM, so it's not a surprise he's not being selected.
Yeah, but the thing is, John Russell is playing in the same position as Casey Palmer and Daniel Johnson. He's not playing as a D mid, he's playing as a box-to-box crusher, right? And I think the midfield that Jamaica has went for in our strongest in Steve McClaren era is Casey Palmer, Bobby Reid, and Joel Latibodier. Now, going forward in the next window, I want to see Isaac Caden, John Russell, and Bobby Reid. If he wants to start Bobby Reid. If Ravel Martin is there, then I don't know how that will work out to him. I go think of it. But more have to see Hayden and John Russell. Hayden is the one that
form you bring them.
Exactly. Hayden is the one that disrupts play and makes the hard tackles. But mind you, even though John Russell is a box crusher, he's a beast of a player. I'm not. Let me say this. He's not obviously of the quality and the level of Ayaya Toure, but in the way how he moves about the pitch, right? It would resemble that in some ways.
Yeah,
right?
He have that build, that stature, like strong,
he has that driving power as well. He can drive with the ball, and he can make a challenge if it's needed. But he also has that attacking mindset. In compose on the ball, he can turn, he can rack a man and tip a ball through. See? So that is what you need from a box-to-box player. So having a box-to-box player like that, and an Isaac Caden mixed with a creative mind, like a Ravel Morrison or say a Bobby Reid, that is a perfect blend in the midfield. And games like St. Vincent is games where you need to be practicing and making them feel confident together. You play St. Vincent over 2 legs and you play a midfield like that and tell them, say, yo, go out there and impose yourself on these players. Because these players aren't world-class players playing for St. Vincent. So go out there, show your class. May I give you the impetus. This is how we want to play football. Because that is the way how Steve McClaren wants to play football. He says he wants a 10. He says he wants an 8 and he says he wants a 6. He has a 6 that is going to be playing week in, week out now for 3 months straight because from January go straight till March when we have international games. He has a 8 that is in form and God, me a begging to make John Russell get injured before the next international break. Because once he continue play, he's going to continue performing. And we have a Ravel Morrison that we know is playing. We have a Bobby Reid that is coming back and he's not starting for Leicester, but he's fit now. He's not injured anymore. So that is the team that I want to see. Of course, Casey Palmer get too much chances in the team now, brother. And Casey Palmer not do nothing. Some don't want to see no more Casey Palmer in the team. It's time for someone else to try out that 8 spot. Kyrie Anderson has had chances. He's not proved himself. Casey Palmer has had chances. He's not proved himself. I've never seen John Russell fail in a competitive football match for Arsenal. Yeah, for Arsenal, for Jamaica. So give John Russell a chance.
Yes, Arsenal depend, man.
Yeah, bro. Fully.
Yeah?
Fully, bro.
Yeah.
And,
But I agree with the John Russell. Me see Travis has seen my bug, but I'm not gonna really use that word. I'm not gonna, bro, being a bug player when you're not good, brother, and I can't think of any professional player that's actually like a bug player. You get me? I say? Like, even if them bad, them still good to a level. You know what I mean? It's just like.
Yeah, tell no John Russell Messi and Casey Palmer, you know. I mean, I say that from day one. Day one, me I say that from. So if Casey Palmer, where we have start with, and they say John Russell no good, at least is a step above until we find better. We don't want to see no more Casey Palmer, brother.
Yeah. I think after that game they home against USA, I not say want to see him again, but against like
bench. Nah, say enough get called, you know, but bench for now. Sit down on the bench, brother. You're starting spot not there no more. And next one can come in and try.
The man even can make some simple pass, brother. I'm not care about the picture of the brother, like some 5-yard pass or so, bro. Like you have to make them pass for me. You see what I say? So yeah, but moving on to the next player, we could take a look at
we'll get some comments on Errol Shields and co.
TikTok, big up yourself. Errol Shields said, I was trying to multitask a minute ago and accidentally send before double check. Big up 2025 alive. Renartes, big up yourself. He said, guys, you are 100% right on Steve McClaren. So why isn't he doing this? This tells me he is not serious about the job. I'm not going to go as far as saying not serious about the job, but you know what I mean? Russell bug ball all when him play good off late for his club, him not good. Stats say otherwise none what the people that must
TikTok. TikTok is saying he's not playing box to box. I have seen his heat map. I literally put him heat map in the last video we do about John Russell. That is a box to box heat map. Pull up him heat map, they quick and fast press. So I'm gonna take some comments. Just go on Sofa Score. Now we're on Fat Map. Yeah, go on Sofa Score and type in it. You have to see it's a box to box heat map.
But I try to find him, but I couldn't find him.
Trevor said, Gunners, Russell is a CDM, bro, not a 8. And no, watch it.
No,
just
but
for sure.
one time, the last time we upon him.
Yeah, what you say? Go through.
I said the last time me talk about John Russell in depth, like when we look on the areas in which him playing, him play as a CDM and him play predominantly as a number 8. You see what I say?
Exactly. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Look here. One man I say he is not playing box to box. He plays high up the field. That's what one man is saying. That's what TikTok is saying. And then Travis Persoa is also saying he's not an 8, he's a CDM. What that tell you? If two man can look on it in two different ways, that alone shows you that the man box to box, brother. He plays box to box. Sometimes he show up in a defensive positions and sometimes you see him a box crash. And this is in the middle of the game. That alone show you if one man can think of him as a CDM because of OMC and the next man can think of him as an attacking midfielder another time. Brother, that alone show you so the man is a box crashing midfielder, brother. A box to box him a play for Barnsley. And if you look on his heat map where we pull up, you will see that he's a box to box midfielder. Look at the goals that he's scoring. Defensive midfielders don't score them type of goals there. On a cutback like that. When only 3 attackers they are up at the field. You have to be playing advanced or in an advanced role in order to be doing that. And when they're defending as well, he can be seen or looked at as a defensive midfielder. Look at that. That is box to box. And he plays in a 3-man midfield as well. So that look at that box to box midfield play all around the pitch. That is not the work of a central. That is not the work of a central defensive midfielder. Central defensive midfielder, you have to see red spots dead right in front of the box or in wide areas covering players. This brother's heat map, you have to see red spots all over the place.
But it shows that John Russell they're right behind the centre half. You get me? I say?
Yeah.
When he drop back is right behind. Him not on top of the 18 as much. You get me? I say that's the CDM role. Or the next midfielder where they would have a partnership where they cover the back four. But John Russell is the ball back. Him they hide up enough that when he receive it, he either can look for a pass or move and then find a pass further up. You get me?
Exactly, bro. Because them play 3 at the back. Them play basically 3-5-2. Zine, and majority of the time, him go see there. Where is him play? DMCM. Box to box.
So far, it's a good season for John Russell. Bam Sports, big up yourself.
And me no business if nobody wants it. Even if you say John Russell already, Kaheim Anderson is playing in the same league as him. And Kaheim Anderson get called up every time. Kaheim Anderson no perform. So why not give somebody who actually is playing well in the same league as Kaheim Anderson, with more experience, has more exposure to higher level games due to his time at Chelsea? It's a no-brainer. Give the man a chance. Because every time I see him play a competitive game for the country, he never let me down. When he play for Jamaica, he score a couple times too. So, I don't know, fam. So, it is a no-brainer to me. We have a midfield problem. I have an inform midfield. You just play the person where inform. It's simple.
Yeah, go through.
Yes, yeah. Man, I go through Kobe Manu stats, dog. I say,
Kobe Manu, because Kobe Manu is regarded as a box-to-box midfielder as well. You get me? I say.
Travis Prestowa says, Gunners, Russell too slow, bro. Midfielder soon forward.
Bro, Kobe Manu slow too. Kobe Manu slow.
Brother, you see when you have ball and you have good game IQ, brother, speed is not everything. Because Jamaica barely even use speed in a midfield, brother. You need some high IQ players. You just need high IQ players, bro. Because Jamaica is not even the team right now where attack people and play this high intensity ball game. The man I try to keep the ball and I try to bounce ball and then make incisive passes. So you don't necessarily need somebody where I run up and down a press.
The same man across the halffield line, you see me? But again, the man no need to drop back as deep in front of the 18 as a midfield player because that's not primarily his responsibility. But him still pass the halfway line, just above the halfway line, him still pass it and have actions in those areas.
You know what can solve this problem?
What?
Just go on one of Barnsley last team lineups. That alone solve the problem and you see in position. And anybody with real football sense will see his position and know say after box to box he might play. Because unless the team play 3 defensive midfielders, and no team now play 3 defensive midfielder like that, brother. If you look at the goals that he scores, a defensive midfielder now score them type of goal in the phase of play where he might get it. The man is allowed to leave the defensive area and make late runs into the box. The man operate like a Declan Rice in the 8th for Arsenal or a Xhaka back then, or one of the Gundogan type them when City did atop the league. That's how him operate in the system there, bro. Majority of the time you're spending at the midfield for the battles. But in transition moments, you go and you make yourself available because it's a transition style of play them off. Them keep the ball and them try to transition through them wing backs and them forwards and hold up the play, bro. So, yeah, dog. I agree with you, Travis. But we have other mobile players. Ravel Marcy is not a scum. And Isaac Hayden Inde, where mobile as well, can make tackles. He's the one we're just going to knit it together. He's physical. He's robust. He's not a slum. Right? So if you have a man like Isaac Hayden where make challenge and him can come in there and help out, Ravel will help out as well. What more you want? What? You want an expensive Palmer Travis? Tell me who is the ideal Reggae Boyz midfield?
I don't want to spend too long on John Russell, isn't it?
Got you.
But big up to John Russell still. In terms of next player.
Just message me that person.
Yeah.
More
in terms of
who is your ideal three?
Yeah, but in terms of next player, I'm not going to say him dep on form, but he recently did an interview, and I think it's a good way to transition into that article as well. Now we have Leon Bailey scored a goal recently against, I think it was Leicester City. I think they won that game as well. So got a goal, first goal of the season. So Leon Bailey so far, 17 games this season, 12 started 12 out of the 17, 2 assists and 1 goal, 6.72 match rating. The last game that Bailey played, or the game that he scored in, was against Leicester in a 2-1 victory. Ruud van Nistelrooy, the Man United legend, former interim boss at the club, is the head coach now. Bailey in this game, I never watched the game, but 7.4 match rating. Played 90 minutes, 1 goal, total shots, 2. And, Leon Bailey is doing his thing. Now, Leon Bailey did an interview recently, people, right? And, Leon Bailey said something in which I wasn't really in agreement with. And I think Leon Bailey is within the line of being delusional, right? Now, this is Leon Bailey's, I would say, what? I'm 5th season, this is Villa or 4th? 5th, don't. Yeah, this is going to be his 5th season at Aston Villa. Now, the first 3 seasons, Leon Bailey was horrible, injuries and just performances overall, poor, right? 4th season, kick on, everybody loved Bailey. People go as far as saying world class, at least Jamaican or fans of Leon Bailey from Jamaica. Now, the headline from the Jamaica Observer is Reggae Boy Bailey confident of regaining best form in 2025. Reggae Boy's winger Leon Bailey says he's closer to getting back to his best after struggling with injuries during the first half of the season. Gleaner Observer, love Adzina, man. Chaja you, Observer. Mr. Bush or whoever won Observer, he's a fired man. You see what I say? Yeah, let me fix this. Go through.
Yeah, okay, you tell the man, I tell me go through and come in same done. The one cap say Lambert, Hayden, Russell. Man, they on the one that still my friend. The one they two, the one they have no creativity, brother. But they on the one there. I'm against 2 defensive-minded midfielders. Having a Lambert and a Hayden, a Latibadir and a Hayden, that not needed, my friend. That not needed.
Yeah, so it has Bailey is closer to getting back to his best after struggling with injuries during the first half of the English Premier League season. The 27-year-old scored his first goal of the campaign and first since April in Aston Villa's 2-1 win over Leicester on Saturday. Bailey's form has come into question throughout Villa's season after registering 14 goals and 14 assists during the 23-24 season, which helped the club finish in the top 4 of the EPL to qualify for the UEFA Champions League. However, he has dealt with setbacks due to injury, which even saw him miss Jamaica's Concacaf Nations League A group matches during the September and October international window. Now, this is the part where Leon Bailey is walking within the lines of being delusional, right? So Bailey says he has been unfairly criticized by supporters for his performances and says trying to find form again is par for the course. Now, people, Leon Bailey has played over 10 games in the Premier this season, right? Our statistic this year again. In play, how much games he played? Let me check back. Played quite a few games. 17 games so far this season. And he has started 12 out of the 17. Now, listen to me, people. Right? Aston Villa finished top 4, qualified for the UEFA Champions League, and so far they've done well. I think they need to qualify for the next round, if I'm not mistaken, right? Now, Aston Villa fans, they've put up with so much from Leon Bailey when he came over from Germany, Leverkusen, right? And for Bailey said him feel like the criticism is unfair. That is delusional, people. Because for Aston Villa fans put up with Leon Bailey for so much years with poor performances and whatever the case is, the man I expect say, yo, you're supposed to come another season, you're good again, whatever. No, fair enough, the man get injuries and whatever the case is. But people, some of the performances I've seen from Leon Bailey this season, it has nothing to do with recovering from an injury or not being 100%. Sometimes Leon Bailey is not showing enough effort, especially defensively. When Leon Bailey come play for Jamaica in the USA game and him never that track back and help Tavan Gray, whoa, you think me I go really say that is down to oh, you never 100% or them type of thing there? Is the fact say you're not putting in enough effort to help your team. And Leon Bailey has always been that player in terms of not tracking back defensively. You see me, I say, so if a man come talk about the Aston Villa fans or the supporters unfairly criticize him, that's unfair. Obviously, Bailey are going to use injuries as an excuse, which he did. He said, I have had a groin injury and 2 hamstring injuries. He said, it is common knowledge when a player is stop-start with injuries coming back. Your confidence level drops. It is normal. No player is coming back from injury with their confidence levels over the moon. It is going to take them time, which I agree with. When they start with injuries and whatever the case is, it takes a while to get back in a groove. But again, I've seen Leon Bailey this season. A lot of us, we've seen Bailey this season. Me not think you're not for doing a stop-start thing, brother. As I say, performances just have been poor, right? Go through.
Brother, you don't want to talk about Bailey still, but I don't really have much to say about Leon Bailey, brother. Just hopefully him continue. And that's the case for Leon Bailey now. Hopefully. And that's all we can do now. Leon Bailey, a 27-year-old, and him reach a point where every coach that comes into the national team, them want to play him. Them always want to play him because of what them see at Aston Villa. And every coach feels as if they can unlock what them see sometimes at Aston Villa, Jamaica, We just have to live with that now, brother. So you just have to just
let me tell the people.
just have to live with it, fam.
To me, I'm personally, I say this people, this is going to be Bailey's biggest season in his career for me. Reason being, this is an Aston Villa team, and they kind of did do a video on this recently. This is an Aston Villa team that they don't have enough options naturally for the right hand side. We've seen Magin play out there already. Obviously, he's not natural to that position, more of a central midfield player. So we've seen him out there. Jaden Philangi, who, funny enough, Aston Villa had him. He's from Aston Villa. They had Philangi. They sold him to, I think it was Hull City in the Championship for 16 million, I believe. Then them buy him back. Then them sell him again, people. So Philangi is now with Omari Hutchinson down there with the Tractor Boys, Ipswich Town. So them have him, them sell him, them buy him back, and them sell him again. And I'm not saying that he was pulling up trees or whatever the case is. He's a very young player, but you could see the potential. I think there was one specific game against Bayern Munich in which he had an exceptional game. Jaden Philangi in that game against Bayern Munich, when they beat Bayern Munich 1-0 down there at Aston Villa, he was wonderful in that game. So you could see the potential in the player, but obviously he's not that finished product that will give you a consistent run of games in terms of top level performances. So really and truly, Leon Bailey on that right-hand side is the lone player. Now, I remember last year when he did the interview with Jeffrey asked him, say, like, with you having such a good season, is it down to the fact that you had Musa Diaby giving you that competition? And Bailey said no. So now that we're in the second half of the season and it nothing to do with no player giving him competition or whatever the case is, now that he's saying he's going to get back to his best or whatever the case is or is close, I would like to see what Bailey has to offer in the second half of the English Premier League season, since him not need nobody if he compete with him to push him. You see me? I believe that one of the reasons as to why Bailey had his best season last year was down to the fact that he was fit, but he also had a player that was pushing him and him kind of go up in a fourth gear or fifth gear and find a form there. You agree with me or you not agree with me?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, bro. So that's why I'm here say Danny Malina go Aston Villa, and somebody in my comment section said today with the recent video I'm gonna do say Leon Bailey game gone. So I say, Father, as much as Leon Bailey not play good for Jamaica, the best thing this can happen if Danny Malina go Aston Villa, because Leon Bailey has proved consistently throughout his career, say he need beating over him back for perform. You see me, and in that beating over him back, there is quality competition. Leon Bailey never really start fully perform until they be stepping in a place at Leverkusen and in game under threat. Leon Bailey step up in game. So I score bag of goal. He ain't score 1 and 2, but in best season, I when they be step in. See him? And in best season again, I when they be step in last year. So that alone show you, brother, like the brother need competition. You can't look on Leon Bailey as a leader of a team. You have to take things on him back, and he's going to be that guy. No, that's not Leon Bailey, my friend. That's how we need a Mason Greenwood more than ever. We can just take off the pressure off of Leon Bailey, so people can forget who Leon Bailey is. Is either near or there with Leon Bailey, brother. You see me? We need that, bro.
But before we get into the other news, Kaheim Dixon not really have much stats, because he not play the first team that much. But we all know that Kaheim Dixon has been scoring goals for Charlton with the under-21s, I believe it is. The stats are not here on screen, people, but I just want to big up Kaheim Dixon, leave the JPL, spent 1 season with Arnett Gardens, did this thing, you could see the potential and promise within him, and he left for England, go Charlton with Carrie Anderson. And one thing I like as well, I see Kaheim Dixon on the social media at Charlton, they might promote him and them type of thing there. And, it's a good look for the youngster and thing. I think Dixon is 18, 19 now. And he might do him thing. I'm sure that he's even developing at a rapid level in comparison to being or when he was in the JPL. As I say, so he play quite a few games to the under-21s. I think since the new year started, he played a game in which he scored as well. And we've seen clips here and there. At the start, when he just started scoring, I did see more clips of him scoring, but since recently, I can't really find no clips or that type of stuff to see the goals where he must score. So my advice is that one of them Jamaican, they will live over Charlton or them place. And if you start going to game them, friend up Dixon and say, yo, I'm going to game so I can video. You see me I say? But I just want to say big up to Kaheim Dixon people. One of our own going over there and doing this thing. So I'm sure that Dixon will be with the squad for the St. Vincent game. I'm positive about that.
He must be in a squad. Because when we spotted a score be a goal in a academy level in the nice squad, so why not?
But in terms of next player, I want to talk about as well before we move on. Whisper people, last year I heard that Whisper was supposed to return from his injury in January. We're in January, and today the what? 10th of January. So yeah, still have some days to go. So I could see if Whisper will return in this month, right? He has a huge road ahead of him in terms of getting back game time, scoring goals and assists and whatever the case is. He still have a couple months until the season finishes. So, once him recover from him injured, then he might go be with the Chelsea under 21s and whatever the case is. More this year, nobody's not delusional enough to come talk about say, Whisper must stay in a Chelsea first team, like, no. Levels to these people. You get me? I say, so I think at this month them say I'm supposed to return. So I could see what going for Whisper and thing. You see me? I say, because he's a next young prospect as well for the Reggae Boyz team. We've seen him already. We've seen him with Kaheim Dixon. Well, not with, but we've seen him and Kaheim Dixon and the level of talents that they do possess. So we know what Dixon is about, and we know what Whisper is about as well. So, hopefully we can see Whisper back on the pitch soon, or sooner rather than later. Now, moving into something now, people are pressing up people. You see me? I have to press more for that year. I said that about it when you're Heimir Hallgrímsson people. I'm not going to make no money.
Hold on. Let Grimmy for last, man. We have Jerome Waite.
Jerome Waite people. Jerome Waite is the next one now. And Travis, you better run out on that one. Travis, I'm going to beat you if you defend Jerome Waite, I'm going to beat you, Travis, if you defend Jerome Waite. Because Jerome Waite is disrespectful. And that's why enough of them Jamaican coaches that can't reach no up on international scene because them not good. And them have a rude mouth people. So I'm play that video quick with Knockins. Knockins, big up yourself. You see me? I say, have a very rude mouth, you Jerome Waite.
Or even tell us that you're in the that is the transfer season right now. Can you leave us with a name or even tell us that you're in the transfer market?
Well, in Jamaica, do we have quality players that can come in to teams at this time to make a difference? The answer is no. And if they are quality, it means that they'll be looking to go overseas. So the players that we have, in terms of their talent, it's minimal because they are more subjected to errors in which we as coaches have to continue to fix them. Nevertheless, we have some youngsters that we are looking to add to our team and see how best we can get them to understand the Premier League going forward.
Now, listen to this, people. I understand that the JPL is not blessed with talents or whatever the case is, and let's put context to it. In any football league where there's a January transfer window, you're not going to really have the best of the best players moving. For one, maybe them club perform well and they're a key or integral player for that team. So it's harder to get them out of them club. You have to go pay over the odds, especially in the January transfer window. In any league, you find that it's hard to get some of the best players. However, you tend to have players, you tend to can find some gem who can come in and help your team and whatever the case is. Now, Jerome Waite stated that at this time, is there any player within the JPL that can come in and help the team? And my position on these people is that with Jerome Waite saying that, he's disrespecting even the current players where him have, because if Jerome Waite was at another club, then he would not look on the player them where him have better, because them not particularly do well at the club where him there and a coach them. You get me? I say, and I think as a professional, as a coach, the only response Jerome Waite should have given is that, listen, we have some players out there where we have our eyes on, but let's see what happens. In terms of the rest of the window, might be difficult to get some of the players that we would like to get in to improve the squad, seeing that it's the January transfer window. But you leave it at that, brother, and you come disrespect the player them and talk about say, oh, rare. As a coach, you know, tell them things that, brother. A fans must say player them no good and Italian limited and them type of thing. You see me? I say, I find it very disrespectful and rude of Jerome Waite. As a coach, you need to know your place, brother, and know your thought to the player them. You see me? I say, I throw them and I throw them current players and the bust the bad man. Go through.
Yeah, bro. And I said it multiple times, right? In the video, especially that I made about him and Punk Grimmy. You can't do that. And it's just so weird, bro, because to me, he must see right through it. He's under pressure to make the playoffs with Tivoli.
No,
right?
hold on. Richard, me not defend the player them, you know. Me not say that. But a coach is different than a fan.
Yeah,
certain
brother.
things a coach no say. The professional response is that, listen, we're looking, we have some young players that we would like to bring through, but in terms of the players that we would actually want, we can't get them in January. That's a professional response, bro. Go through.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, bro, I'm precise right. As a coach, that sounds like a fan, brother. A fan, fans are people that you hear make those type of statements. And that is a professional response. That is a response that most professional coaches would use. But for me, we're in Jamaica. We don't say not much so professional about Jamaica. Right? And for me, what he is doing is he clearly sees and he clearly knows that he needs to make those playoffs. Right? So what he's doing is he might put that out there from now. Right? So that in the event that he does not qualify, he can always look back at that and say, hey, but they tell you no, I never have enough quality and the quality wasn't available. However, in the event that he does make the playoffs and does go far, everyone will look at him and say, I'm a big coach because see them barely have nothing. And see there him get them in a playoffs and him get them far, him could almost win it. Because I don't think them are going to win it. So that is the type of mind games where Jerome Waite use. He's a very smart man. See? But I just don't think that are the right way that to use mind games, bro. Because another point that I made as well, that can eradicate this point. I better you tell me, say, you don't have any quality scouts or you don't have any scouts to go out there and go find players. But do not tell me that for the level that you are playing at, you can't find players to improve that squad. Now, as it relates to the national team, I'm not talking about the national team level. JPL players generally not have the quality of a player at national team level. But you are not coaching the national team. You are coaching Tivoli Football Club. See? And I know that players are out there that can improve Tivoli. Me know that the players they out there can improve Tivoli, brother. Me know that for sure. And one classic example is Raheem Edwards. Raheem Edwards is Mount Pleasant's is his starting striker right now for Mount Pleasant. I know which part Raheem Edwards was playing last year and the year before that. Tier 2 with Racing. I him them call Tango. Tango I played 2 years straight worth at Tier 2 football. And when Racing get promoted, deadline day, man go straight to Mount Pleasant. The finalists and the winners of the past 2 Premier League seasons. And him come straight from 2 seasons of Tier 2 football, go start for Mount Pleasant. Him start off slow, but now him about goals left, right, and center. So Jerome, I bet you tell me say you now look for players, or you do have a good scouting department, or you can scout good yourself. But don't tell me that players aren't out there that you can go and you can get, because there are a whole lot of gems out there a lot of people don't know about. So I bet you tell me say
the player the way you want to get, you just can't get them right away, isn't it?
Or you just say the gem where you want to get, you can't get them for whatever reason. I bet you try putting your owners under the bus, but don't fling your players under the bus, and them a play for you. You fling your players under the bus, we are play for you. What kind of statement that you make? Brother, where's that Jamaica? We play and make you get tired, brother.
Yeah, we know that the JPL is not blessed with every club having these talented groups of players, but I think that us as the fans must make that assessment to a level. Behind closed doors, coaches and executives and whoever them can also make that assessment. But in terms of the response that Jerome Waite give and Mr. Richard Stewart, I said, but Mourinho would have said that. Mourinho would have never dare to say that, brother. Mourinho, we know him personally, but I don't think Mourinho would have just come up brawling and say, yo, Mourinho go more like say, yo, the club need to give me money for spend or whatever the case is. You see me I say? But I don't think Mourinho go come out and say, yo, bro, and come on, this is Europe, brother. Like, you have players all around where, like, if you have proper scouts, you can find gems in January. You see me I say, you don't have to pay no big money. So, I disagree. I don't think Mourinho would have gone as far.
Say, bro, just that one simple example of a Tier 2 player.
No. Can you leave us with
Yeah, just that one example of a Tier 2 player going directly to the top of the Premier League and starting and no scoring goals as your main striker. That alone proves a talent up on the island. You need have to go on to other Premier League clubs. You can go in a Tier 2. Gems are all around the island, brother.
And let me play this again.
You know that it's a transfer season right now. Can you leave us with a name or even tell us that you're in the transfer market?
Well, in Jamaica, do we have quality players that can come in to teams at this time to make a difference? The answer is no. And if they are quality, it means that they'll be looking to go overseas. So the players that we have, in terms of their talent, it's minimal. Because they are more.
And yo, I'm gonna pass this to people. Yes, yo, you see if my Jerome, you see if my player people man lift up out of Waterhouse. No, not Waterhouse. Which club being coach again? Tiffany. Yo, people me say me lift up out of that and shot in my box when I walk across the gate. But I come talk about the players that we have, the talent is minimal. People me could have never play for no coach and him come out publicly and talk about the players that we have is minimal. So you are struggling in one season and you look for get players out there, and while looking for get players, you go come talk publicly say the player them where you have the talent minimal. I disrespect you, I disrespect man, brother. even if my talent is minimal, you don't come out in public and say that when you try to galvanize a squad, if you put confidence in them, if you go out there and play them best football, you're coach Jerome Waite, or you're a madman.
Another thing. Another thing.
Jamaican coach and I nothing about them, you know. Me never hear no coach come out publicly and say the players that we have, them talent is minimal. You'll have a coach who come out and say, oh, that player is not for the team. But when we single out like a one player and say, you know what, we need to replace him. But you're disrespectful Jerome Waite, and that's why you can't successful. That's why you can't reach nowhere in terms of coaching education. No further up, brother. You're rank and you're disrespectful, brother, but come up publicly and talk about the player them that you have, the talent is minimal. You know, say them thing the publicly as a coach, bad man. But
and this comment by TikTok as well, it's also very, very, that was another point that I made. TikTok says that must say he claimed there is no good player because he's lazy and won't put in the effort. I agree, that's what I said. Players on other JPL bench. Zine, all lot of players depend some class players depend other JPL team bench, you know. Well, if you come in for them, then we go, cause guess what, they're going to play. And it's them that depend on the bench because them know, like, it's the reason why they depend on the bench is not because they're not good. So a lot of them is them just don't fit into the style of play. You heard another racing player come out on Knocking's page one day and say, yo, me I want winger, I know, but the racing system, yeah, they use wingers, my friend. Zine, right now, racing up wingers on them bench like, wow, just a waste. John Christoph Pringle, former Mullines player, have experience in the Premier League. They're on the bench a waste. You see me? So, bro, there are many players out there that are on benches, but them just not fitting at the system for that specific club. That is where your expertise should come in. You're there in the game for a long time. You're supposed to know players, right? Why you can't go to all a team like Racing or go to all other teams as well in the Premier League and find players who are not happy, who need game time in their position. Tivoli clearly plays with wingers, right? Nikolai Fuller being one of their star performers this year. Go and go get a player up on the right side as well.
Why number 7? Why number 7 name Tivoli?
Nikolai Fuller, he may talk about them star performer on the left wing. Zine, you have other players over on the, go and go get a player up on the right wing then. Or a striker from somewhere else where they might not fit in the system of them team. Find ways to improve your team instead of bash your players. And that's what every top professional coach will do. As much as we bash Arteta no come out and flinging players under the bus. Arteta come out and say, well, this might have, so we need to find solutions within and work and get the best out of these players who we have. That is a professional response. Yeah. Not because you're saying that to the public means that's how you believe. But as a manager, you have to have control, brother.
You know what funny? The Jamaican fans always are call out for professionalism and we follow the professional standards. But whoever set the professional standards, nobody not willing to follow that. You get me? I say it's not Richard Stewart. It's not about the man or hypocrite or whatever the case is. But there's respect to this. You know, the last man Messi if do that, I tried Dini when him dead on a Forest Green and then fire him the following day. I believe it is not. If not the following day, a couple days after. As a manager, you don't say those things publicly, and that's why I tried Dini enough for them who find no good. Because them feel like them bigger than them boots, brother. You see me, I say especially Tradini.
Tell the Travis comment here. And that's true. The man ship off Justin Dunn. Instead I'm trying to find a way to get Justin Dunn. We scored much goal last year to find back in farm. Him ship him out and then you have a ball about players. Come on, brother. Come on, dog.
Yeah, man, that disrespectful. People, I agree with Jerome Waite, but you don't say those things publicly. Simple. You don't say it publicly. I think vast majority of us agree with the man in terms of the talent. You know what bad? I never realized until me replay the video. I want him say the players where him have them talent limited or minimal. Oh, you must say that publicly about a player them. Oh, me show up at training now. Me or my manager said that, but I don't want to play field, brother. I wouldn't be surprised if them fire before the season done. But people like, share, and subscribe. I get myself and enjoy the show. I wouldn't be surprised if them fire if some poor run our games for the place. You see me I say, people, the fans, no fun are hypocrite. Richard Stewart, you can't say, we cannot come on YouTube and say, oh, you know, the JPL or the JFF must follow professional standards. But then, here's a case where we're not following it. There's no manager in world football that will come out publicly and just say, all them player them not good. Brother, you want to lose your job, brother. So either Jerome Waite want to lose his job, I'm just ignorant, brother. 1 out of 2. Either I want to lose his job, so I must say that I'm just plain right out ignorant. Those are the only 2 best case scenarios we can put for Jerome Waite, brother. There's no explanation surrounding that. As a coach, you do not say those things, bro. in a no professional sport, basketball. Imagine look even the Detroit Pistons. People, me even watch basketball and when Detroit Pistons have the horrible run with them have till one restaurant they start go free food, I believe it is. Me never hear for them coach come out and say, yo, me play them no good. Nah, brother, you try to work with them, brother, and whatever the case is. You see me I say? That's road from Jerome Waite, people. I'm gonna call it out. That is road. TikTok's a true person. The coach are not careful with what they say. They don't realize the effect. Again, TikTok, either the man I look for get fired. You see me? I'm just ignorant. And if I'm ignorant, he needs to fix up. Mr. Jason going enough people I say, yo, where my talk are true and whatever the case is. We're not denying that. You just don't say those, you just don't say those things publicly as a coach. You do not say it. You don't say them things there publicly as a coach, bad man. Nobody now argue say what Jerome Waite say a lie, brother. We know that, we identify that for years. As a coach, you know, say them things to people. That's disrespectful. You're disrespecting your players and you're disrespecting the other players within the league as well. And if I was a player, I would not like to play for Jerome Waite. Simple put. Where next topic be?
Grimmy, lock it out.
Hallgrímsson. Now, this is the next one to, you know, people. Hallgrímsson. Travis, more they run for this in Richard Stewart and TikTok. Heimir Hallgrímsson people. I'm not going to make no man disrespect my country, Jamaica, or disrespect JFF. JFF might have them faults, but no boy can the JFF or the Reggae Boyz as the coach. And then when him left him say, can you for then I want environment I go say the Ireland FA, the Football Association of Ireland is professional. You see me I say when them have them own faults. Now again, earlier this week, they kind of do some investigation, people. I'm going to do some investigation upon the FAI, Football Association of Ireland, because Heimir Hallgrímsson was in his country, or I don't know if he did in his country, but he was interviewed by a paper from his country. And he mentioned Jamaica and thing, and him say, you know what, when I was there, it was more of a teaching role, and him never liked that, and whatever the case is, right? Him say, him never liked that. I'm not going to let out a secret, you know, people. Maybe you don't know already, but maybe you did know, but you don't know again. So we tell you now. So he mentioned Jamaica say he was more in a teaching role. He never liked that, and he did always tell Jamaica or JFF say, yo, I'm going to see out the tournament them first before we make a decision of leaving. Now, funny enough, when he was asked about when Ireland approached him, all of a sudden, him no remember when them approach him. Him no remember when them approach him. You see me I say? Him no remember. Now, if you want to leave the job, fair enough. Anybody can leave a job, whatever the case is. At least him see us through the Copa America tournament, right? They can, you know. Now, the man mentioned Jamaica. I'm going to say, yo, I'm going to do some investigation on Ireland because right now, you know, people, he must say it was just untenable. Like, he just couldn't bother see out the tenure of his contract. He could have just never see out the tenure of his contract with JFF or with the Reggae Boyz team. And that the man saying, no, people, you see me? So I'm going to boom, I'm going to go up on the Google and me tap on the keyboard. You see me, I say? I'm going to boom. I'm going to look on the history of the FAI, Football Association of Ireland. I'm even look on the recent history. And there's nothing professional about the Ireland FA. There's nothing to write home about professionalism. Because all the issues that the Jamaica Football Federation has, the Ireland FA also has those issues, if not worse. So when I'm here arguing, come on newspaper, come talk about all the setting is top-notch and professional, it is bullshit, people. I'm not going to call it out. You see me I say? That's an ex-punk one too, you know. And Oral Tracey, I believe, call him punk, you know. No, so you go. And rightfully so, he's a punk.
Call him punk after. And me give him the official punk name, brother. You see it, don't get it twisted. I call Grimmy punk before Oral call him punk. Oral go to watch my video and call him punk after that. That me I tell you. So I can read out some of the issues. You see me? I can read out some of the issues.
Before I go to that, again, some of the things that Heimir Hallgrímsson said in the interview, it is true. But don't come say, oh, your setting is top-notch and professional, but JFF is not. Don't come say them things that because that is untrue, that is a lie. That is an outright lie by Heimir Hallgrímsson, the former coach of the national team. You see me I say? I try to find back the article and could have read some of my things before me get into the key points of the FAI, Football Association of Ireland. I think we find it. Let me just pull it up.
We have a whole lot of issues. People, we have a whole lot of issues that are, as person says, similar. Because I mind tell me, you know, this brother talk about Jamaica, dog. I'm going to edit at, you know, bro. I mean, I'm look on my proof, bro. So it's when my head at, dog, I'm going to say, yo, I'm going to find out how perfect this Ireland Association is with the man do it. And when I go do my research, brother, I say, but this brother is lying wicked and cold, dog. He said, brother, you come talk about Jamaica setting. Brother, and this only goes to show that the man only left for the money. And nothing wrong with that, you know. But if you know, say you left for the money, really and truly, just left Jamaica, me out of your mouth and enjoy your money and good over one side, no? No, come and
This setting is not no better than JFF because everything will complain with JFF are the same thing Ireland do, if not worse. You see me? But I'm pull up this one screen quickly. So Heimir Hallgrímsson in the interview went on to state that while I was in Jamaica, while I was the Jamaica national team coach, I was regularly contacted and asked if I was ready to take on other teams. My answer was always the same. I was fully focused, whatever the case is. He said, I honestly don't remember exactly when the Irish first contacted me, but they were very interested. My requirement was always to complete these biggest projects with Jamaica before I went looking around. I feel good in this job in Ireland. Now, he went on to state, it's a professional environment and the setting is top notch. That's the biggest reason why I took on this job. Everyone who works around the national team is a professional to the core. It was very good for me to come into this environment, an environment where I can learn from everyone around me. At Jamaica, I was more in a teaching role. So these are certain changes. On Jamaica, I added, we were trying to change quite a lot, both in the work environment and within the union, and we criticized the way some things were done. Many employees were unhappy in their jobs. I was very clear to the staff around the team that if they were not happy, they always had the choice to quit and find another environment to work in. I then realized that there were certain things that I could not change or that it would take a very long time to change them. Then I was actually faced with the same choice as the staff who were not happy. So basically, I say I'm unhappy to you. So I say, I didn't see myself being able to continue for another 2 years in this working environment. So he keeps mentioning the working environment that he was in whilst working with the Jamaica Football Federation. Now, there's some things where my research people and, they can research it and fine tune it. So I say, no, there's some points I want to bring up people in terms of this FAI, Football Association of Ireland. And let me tell you people, the football, Ireland is no country to write home about when it comes on to football. You get me? I say, it's no country to write home about when it comes on to football because just like how Jamaica, and to be fair to people, the JPL is probably actually producing, or we've probably sent players overseas in a bigger volume, better quality than Ireland.
You say that no, but when me tell you, see if me an idiot, you find perspective now.
Right.
You find perspective
people,
now.
I know, let me tell you now. I'm not capping up people. Our league, we're probably developing or sending more players in more volume compared to the League of Ireland. I'm not talking about the Declan Rice and Jack Grealish or other countries or other league develop. I'm not talking about the core League of Ireland, the local league.
We don't dog and Shamrock Rovers and them man there, brother. Brother, them man them used to bet on, them side in already, The Dundalk and the Shamrock Rovers, them brother, them man in already, dog. Tell me,
so pretty small people. Some key points. 5 key points with the FAI, Football Association of Ireland. Now, lack of support for the local league. Now, as fans of the national team and as people who criticize or critique the JFF, we've always stated that we think that the JFF can do more in terms of supporting our professional league. If I lie me, I tell, only say I lie me, I tell in the comment section. Now, one key point, lack of support for the local league. This is what the 5 key points with the Football Association of Ireland. Now, there's a perception that the FAI does not prioritize the domestic league. The league has received little to no support financially from the FAI.
Pause 1 second. Dr. Dan, we are not talking about the national teams. Right now, we are talking about the federation, the work environment, because that's how Grimmy attack. Grimmy never attack the quality of the teams. Right? He attacked the federation, the professionalism of the federation, and the environment that he was working in. So that we're about to attack right now. We're not talking about the quality on the pitch. We are talking about the federation and the administrative problems that Grimmy attack. That we are talking about right now, Dr. Dan. You see me? We're not talking about which team better than which team. Right? And we are going down a little bit as well into the local leagues. But we're not talking about the national team or international setup. The ranking of the team. No, we're not talking about them there right now. Fam. You see me? Just to clear that up. Go through, person.
Yes, so 1, lack of support for the local league. Perception that the FAI does not prioritize the domestic league. The league has received little to no support financially from the FAI, which is the Football Association of Ireland. 2, financial mismanagement. Now, we've blasted and criticized the JFF for the mismanagement of funds that they have received over the years. So 2, the second point with the Football Association of Ireland, financial mismanagement. In 2019, it was revealed that the FAI was operating at a significant financial deficit, which led to scandals and investigations. The mismanagement involved poor planning, over-expansion of projects, and unsustainable wages. In terms of the unsustainable wages, people, them did a hire past players, and because of the Roy Keane and them people, they have to wear them decide, say, oh, we're going to give them the biggest money. And when they give them the biggest money, there was no success to write home about. So them pay people more than them probably deserve, or them just never work hard enough it, and them give them big money when them never deserve it. Over expansion and poor planning. These are the things that we also criticize the JFF from in terms of when they miss a trap.
No, we have criticized the JFF up to Cranky Nine Live one night. Say that the Jamaica them finances in order, right? In talk about giving the General Secretary Dennis Chung praise as it relates to our financial setting right now in this moment of the Federation. So you can even look at that with the FAI and look at us with the JFF, and if you're comparing both, you can look on it, and that's another reason as well why Grimmy is just a punk, brother. He's a liar. And he was talking about the professionalism of the team and of the setting that he's going to go into, even before him start working on it. And this is a theme where I see, when him just, if you go all the way back to when him just come to Jamaica, he was giving all praise. This man is just working for the money, brother. Him just a work for the money. He doesn't say anything that is necessary for whoever is hiring him at the moment. And Peter Mystic said perfectly, we should know that Hallgrímsson is disingenuous, is a disingenuous hypocrite by him just telling the Irish press that he did not want Mason Greenwood. And it was the pressure of the JFF will make him need to go after him. And we all know, say the man did want Greenwood, brother. We all know the man did a push for Greenwood as well, my friend. You see me? So, bro, come on, dog. This guy's a bare-faced liar. And something about him is bitter. I don't know if a little prize money where JFF never want to give him. But the man just step on a aim for just terrorize, bro. And the federation that he's in is not perfect. They have a whole lot of flaws as well. You see me? Go through. Press them, you mute it, bro.
No, but I disagree with TikTok because he did talk about, he did mention the professional environment. He said the professional environment in Ireland is top notch. You get me? So it has to do with the Jamaica Football Federation and the environment as well. You know, it's not just about the staff that he had around him, because we can't just single out the JFF and say never thought about the JFF when we all know so the JFF has a history of being unprofessional, even to the point when he was there as the coach of the Reggae Boyz. You get me? I say, but yeah, so let me get back to this. So the third point is lack of transparency. We've all criticized the JFF for not being transparent. They've been secretive about financial dealings, including wages of key figures within the FAI, which led to public outrage. The lack of transparency led to a perception that the organization was poorly managed. We've all said this about the Jamaica Football Federation in terms of the lack of transparency. Even when they signed the Adidas deal, various YouTubers asked Mr. Chung and different individuals in the JFF about how much money the deal is. But in my opinion, I don't feel like, say, as a YouTuber, to be honest, and everything I can ask, brother, I'm privy to. You see me, I say, we feel like, say, sometimes as YouTubers, we need to know our place. You can't just know every figure like that. You see me, I say? So, yeah, so the third point was lack of transparency. Fourth point was governance issues. Poor governance led to strained relationships, with fans expressing frustration with how the FAI has handled management appointments to ticketing policies. In terms of management appointments, we've criticized the JFF for management appointments, criticized them for how them dismiss. Well, Mr. Speed said it wasn't fired, this contract ran out, but bro, how you must have a man who qualify the women's team for 2 World Cup and you're making contract run out? You think why that, brother? Is it me I say? You don't want good for your country then, you don't want good for your team. Is it me I
And
say?
the most important one from that point as well is the strained relationship with fans. And we found that as well. What the JFF start build up back the fans. Zine? So, bro, I don't even know what to say.
And the last point is women's football. Now, we all know the history between the JFF and the Reggae Boyz. Well, not Reggae Boyz. The Reggae Girls. We know the history between the Reggae Girls and JFF. You get me? I say? Women's football, the fifth point, the last point, the FAI continuously faces heavy criticism for the poor treatment of women's football, which surrounds poor funding, lack of resources, and underrepresentation in leadership positions. People, all these 5 points are what we criticize the JFF for, and these are issues that is ongoing with the FAI. If you check back even to last year, people, early in the year, there are various articles delving into the issues that the Football Association of Ireland faces. People, I did more research and I saw some astronomical figures in terms of money that the FAI, the Football Association of Ireland, I guess they misplace it. You see me? Them can't account for it and all them things there. People, back in the COVID times, the FAI got COVID relief funds and them used it to pay off them debt when it was not supposed to be used to pay off their debts. So whilst Hallgrímsson is here criticizing the JFF and William never outrightly said the JFF, you see me, but we know it's a JFF matter about. But the place where them have the same issues plus worse than the Jamaica Football Federation. I get me, I say people, some now Hallgrímsson feel like him can come disrespect Jamaica. You see me, I say? I don't feel like him can disrespect JFF, not Jamaica, but JFF. When the FAI, Football Association of Ireland, is going through their same issues, the same issue we have with our youth programs as well, people, are the same thing last year the FAI was being criticized for. So how professional are they up there in Ireland at the Football Association of Ireland? More angry me tell me how professional them can be when them a thief up money and all them type of things and misplaced money.
Because he might get inside cheese and he might get slice side cake and the money make him dip, you know. You think Grimmy really business about qualifying Ireland for wherever him go? The man thinks for the money. He never get bonuses when he did one from Copa. Him get an opportunity for go abroad. And that man just can't take. Why the bitterness? Why the bitterness? You left for your money and nobody no remember you. So why you bring up back Jamaica name now? Just you know perform big skunked idiot. Yo, but despise the money, see bad man. Go through.
Yeah, so you know, disingenuous, you know, that's the right word for Heimir Hallgrímsson. A full time name stop call up Jamaica name. You they were there already, brother. Focus on them, they stop focus on you. You see me I say? Stop focus on us. And may I tell you people, it's going to be more prestigious if Jamaica qualifies for the World Cup in comparison to Ireland. I saw me see it. There's more prestige, more is going to be talked about. You know, it's just Jamaica, it's the Reggae Boyz, the colors, the flag, the vibes. You see me I say? Focus on Ireland and stop call up Jamaica name. Again, I'm go through the 5 key points about the Football Association of Ireland. They have issues that is worse than the Jamaica Football Federation. So how professional are they? You visit back to last year, people. They've had numerous articles written about them and the history and the failings of the Football Association of Ireland. The man them hire people left, right, and center, overpay them. And then Heimir Hallgrímsson come talk about say, oh, the setting is top notch and them type of thing there. The former man who used to lead the FAI a couple years ago left the organization in disarray, people. Scandals after scandals. Leopards not change them spot overnight, people. We know that. And at the same day, leaf drop in the water, rotten. So now I'm going to come disrespect JFF or come disrespect where I come ability we as fans, people. You see me I say? Because over there, so now professional like that. That may make I'm going to know. You see me? Now man come on Jamaica from them foreign country and feel like say, oh, them know more than people. Because Google free. You see me I say? I true I'm going to say, you see, I'm going to call out the YouTuber them, you know. You see, any coach come on Jamaica and step foot on my side, we need to put pressure on them. Because when they move off of them country, them face pressure. So we need to put pressure on them. If it's not equal pressure, it needs to be close to equal pressure. You see me I say? It needs to be close to equal pressure. Because they come here and they keep up them foolishness. Because Hallgrímsson said it out of his mouth that the pressure what him facing in Ireland is nothing in comparison to what he faced in Jamaica. And enough things will make them get over. You see me I say?
Yeah, brother.
Yeah, bro, man,
really like the kiki thing in a press conference, brother. I don't want to smiling. Yeah, you can be professional, but then and that's another thing as well. I don't know why people think being professional means you have to be nice. It's all about respect, having manners, and caring about your responsibility, which is to ask person questions. What do you think journalists abroad get paid for? You think journalists abroad get paid for being nice to a Mikel Arteta? No, journalists abroad get paid for asking the serious questions, even if them know say him not go on site. And even because Mikel Arteta and all most of those what them name professional coaches. Them have them media personnel beside them. Just like how Steve McClaren will have a Simon Preston, them have them presser beside them as well. We would have prepped them for some questions before. And the best journalists try to find a way to weave and get a story out of that situation. Now, come on, we are all YouTubers, brother. Ain't no way we are having a press conference with our national team coach and we can't even make a video good from that press conference. Like a serious video of something pressing or a question that you ask that really sparked something. That means that I include myself, even though I'm not really good at that much. Or I've never been there. With like one time Gunners goes when I send Dylan. You see me? But that means that we not do the right, bro. And even when we did go and send Dylan, I'm shot Dylan a question for ask since we never ever did it. Heimir Hallgrímsson the time flag off Dylan. The man raised him and flag off Dylan and ask him about Omari Hutchinson and pressing about Omari Hutchinson, brother. The man say no want to talk about Omari Hutchinson. Get something out of these coaches, brother, because when them they abroad, they are being asked the serious questions. You see me? So, yeah, bro, that's one thing we have to improve as well, as media. Go through pressing, you're muted. See, our honor say, they put pressure on them like how Tapa and other homegrown coaches get pressure. Tapa used to get pressure left, right, and center. So I don't know why when foreign coaches come, we feel frightened. You can be professional without being nice. You see me? Being professional does not mean you're being nice, brother. I'm telling you, dog. May I tell you that, bro? It does not mean being nice. It means having manners and doing your job. What is your job? To ask serious questions that can generate talking points. And asking a coach about how him feel about the weather and what kind of food he might eat. And brother, that not generate no talking point, brother. Nobody business how you feel about the weather or the food they eat, brother. You see me?
Yeah, I agree. As I say, yeah, I really business about no food and them thing. Like when United are pointing out, I don't want you about no Netherlands, brother, and what's life like in Netherlands. And the next thing to one point to people, I don't know if you remember this, but you know, last year or whenever Hallgrímsson was in the position of the coach, right? Enough people used to say Hallgrímsson not like it in a Jamaica and them type of thing there. You see me I say? So me revisit and interview people. When me hear Heimir Hallgrímsson say 10 years prior to him getting the job as the coach of the Reggae Boyz team, he went on a vacation with his wife, and it was the best vacation ever in his life. At that man see what I'm out, you know. So this thing when people used to have it and say, oh, the man just not like living in Jamaica, or whatever the case is. Now listen, obviously the man probably did homesick and he won't go in an environment where it more suitable to him. But I never feel like it was a case where him they just never like for living in Jamaica, because as an international coach, you're not required to predominantly live in a country for your tenure. You get me? I say, I'm sure. I mean, listen, if you're a Pochettino, then there's nothing wrong with living in the USA. You see me? I say, but still, you probably go back to your country every now and then, or whatever the case is. I never have a problem with a coach going back to the country and stuff. But this notion that the man just never like Jamaican food and whatever the case is, I don't think it's foolishness. Because if you come to Jamaica and you say out of your mouth your best vacation, then you must did enjoy a lot of things. You get me? I say, you must did have to enjoy a lot of things. So, and that was from the mouth of Heimir Hallgrímsson. But me not really have a problem with a coach who want to go back to them country, but you need to find yourself in the country where you're a coach as well, across the time span that you're going to be the coach of the country. You need to dip on the island a lot. I try implement things and them things. The Sherman Scott said 1 JFF. TikTok said they have to be professional. If they act like Jamaican YouTubers towards Arsenal, they don't get to ask questions. Let me tell the people, I'm going to say it as it is. Jamaicans are frightened Friday when you come on to white people. I just say truth. You see me? I'm not going to say all Jamaicans, but there's a history of that way. Not for we frightened over them type of people. You see me? I say, and I feel like say it happened with enough of the coaches who coach Jamaica as well, especially Steve McClaren. I don't know if people realize say, oh, you know, Steve McClaren, he's posh in it. He's from England. Used to coach United with Sir Alex Ferguson and Eric Ten Hag, and you know it, in it, you see me? So we're frightened over him. People, we need to press these coaches. We need to ask them the hard question. You see me? No,
bro, asking a hard question is supposed to get you kicked out. And if somebody says everybody asks a hard question, because guess what? When everybody asks a hard question, them can't kick out everybody. We are going to not have a press conference, not have media on. If all of us come together as one as media and say, brother, we need to start putting our due diligence and get talking points out of press conferences. That is what press conferences are about. To get talking points and ask the questions that fans want to know and get real points, because we all know the coach has to do his job, which is to keep as much away from the fans as possible. And journalists has to do their job, which is to dig as much out of the coach as possible. So it's a chess game. You're not supposed to go in there already feel you're defeated. Go in there to do your job. It's simple. Yeah, you might not get all of the solutions or all of the answers that you need, but at least you do your due diligence and ask the questions. It's that simple, brother. I know I'm not to do about no friendly or asking too much hard questions, bro. It just be,
Got you.
yeah, as me I say, just do your job. Just go in. Your job is to press the coach, get answers, and team job is to try to keep the answers away from you. Structure your question in a way that is going to put the coach in a tight spot. Do your research before all the last press conference, brother. I don't even nobody prepared for that. But Simon Press, I don't know what him do. Is like some people never allowed to raise their hand. As I was in it, I could raise my hand, brother. You know, like one normal Zoom setting, the raise hand button there right in front of you. Me and search all over that, brother. I can't find the raise hand button. You see me? Yeah. So, bro, I literally structured my question in a way with a backup McClaren in our corner, especially with the John Russell thing. I'm a same person the question. You see me? And it's just one of them things, bro, honestly.
But I tell TikTok, say, brother, if you do that aspect, enough of them people are being frightened over Steve McClaren and like Heimir Hallgrímsson and them type of thing there. Nobody has to go in a press conference and be aggressive and all them type of thing there. But people, when Steve McClaren was in Jamaica, the man said, oh, you can't come talk about, say, oh, your friend come tell you, say, yo, John Russell play good as the coach. You know, come talk them things out of your mouth. You need to get a pushback. So when Simon said, oh, does anybody have a next question? They need to be quick with it and say, yo, yeah, I have a next question. You see me? When the man come out and him say Bobby Reid, wife that get pregnant, okay, that might have been the case. But why never just say from the get-go that Bobby Reid was injured? Why after in the next game, you're gonna say, oh, by the way, Bobby Reid is injured, bro. It came out in the article in England that Bobby Reid was injured. Like, you think we're gonna beat you because Bobby Reid injured, brother? We never cause him injured. Just say it from the get-go that he's injured, but his wife is also gonna have a baby. So even if he wasn't injured, he wouldn't be available due to the fact that he's going to go to the hospital. Plain and simple, brother. You have to beat around the bush, brother. It's not always a fine line in press conferences. Eddie, we know that. It's not always going to be a fine line and a back and forth. But the questions need to be tough enough that we get actual answers from the coach. She sees him on the line. Let me drop the link in the comment section. Isn't it? Man, I say Eddie, we must then have back and forth to the coaches. But if the YouTubers and journalists did more harsh and tougher, I'll do probably that do a worse job. Isn't it?
But Eddie, the thing is, yeah, come on, we watch foreign press conferences. How much time you see coaches just get dark or foreign? That no means say the question or there was a back and forth. The journalists are firing them normally calm. Them ask them question professionally. It's just that the question back them up in a corner where them don't want for there now.
All right, pretty for example, people. Eddie,
it's like you structure your question in a way where instead of going in a straight line, you go around a corner and you make him reach in a zone where him can't turn. So that is how we want the question them to be structured. That's how the foreign journalists them do for make managers crash out. How much time you see managers crash out? Almost every week managers crash out. That no means that the journalists sit back and forth with them. The journalists just ask them a simple question where them don't want to be asked. You see me? So I'm more right? One sec. Steve McClaren to me, he must smile up too much in the press conferences for my liking. And the team not perform. The team not perform. Especially at home. You're not supposed to smile like kiki. Yeah, you can come in a press conference and smile kiki. But when it comes to asking questions now, it's half a different, brother. When you have the laughing thing, what you have to do to make a team perform? Why the player in a day when this is his stats, these are his performances, why is this player here over that player? And this player in the depend farm, this player not play football. The last window, why Kaheim Anderson and John Russell in the day? Kaheim Anderson not playing football in the depend farm, in the this, in the that. Why is he there over John Russell?
And what we need to do as well, what the YouTuber them need to do, we need to rewatch the past press conferences when now going on present press conference because enough time see McClaren contradict himself and then now go back on the answer we give in a previous press conferences, because when many teams say, oh, a player need a club to play, but that next minute him pick players when I play much football and have a club. Before me get CC on, may I give Eddie an example. You have a journalist up in England when Eric Ten Hag did debut. You see me? Remember the man going at the press conference and say like, oh, Ten Hag, like, what do you think about your tactics? The man just asked the man about in tactics and Eric Ten Hag say whatever the case is. And the man basically exposed Ten Hag and say, bro, at first me ever see one journalist like disrespect a man without even like really disrespecting. When the man start call out Eric Ten Hag tactics, by a man say, well, look at the midfield. You see me, I say, and it wasn't a hard question. The man just asked him about a simple question about the midfield. And Eric Ten Hag get defensive. You see me, I say, CC, go through.
Yeah. So, for the point when you're not talking about the question and asking the coach certain question, I did even a video stating that the coach basically lied because you come out and say one thing about Bobby Reid and then come out and say another thing. To me, there's an underlying thing. Me feel like, say, you have players in the team who don't want to play because such man in the side. But, you know, it doesn't. Leon Bailey.
Oh.
So, there might be a situation where we don't see Bailey in the next squad. You get what I say? Because some man probably said they not play if he
CC, how you come to that?
All right, watch here. You coming on press conference, right, bro? And say the man wife pregnant. That's why I'm not come. No one said the man have an injury. Fast forward now, the next time if you go to US, you're coming at the same press conference say the man injured. This injury was prior to the man coming in the first game, you know. Yeah. And at that point in time, the man was training on the grass, you know, when you come and give that conversation, you know. So that means the player could have still come play.
Because even then, me didn't know about the injury. So when the first press conference happened down I had, I was surprised by the answer. You see me I say?
Yes. So me I said to you, say you could have said two things. The player is injured and is recovering while his wife is having a birth. So the player does go there, you know. But me I say, why did you feel the need to answer again the second time? Because remember you don't say it already. You get the message, Gunners?
Yeah.
That simply meant that you inquired about the player coming to play the USA game, the leg in USA. That's all me see it, you know. You must have made an inquiry of the player to come and play the second leg. Like something would have missed the first leg. What him name? Antonio would have missed the first leg, and then the whole passport issue and all of them thing there happen.
Yeah.
So it may say them thing then if it happen, but one next thing still, I did end up come off of the show car, I had to drive go home. But the thing about the coach, Jerome Waite, and his idiotic statement that he made, when I try to point out to people, say, Jerome Waite was asked a question, right, about the transfer window. Via United have bought players, bring in players from overseas. Chapelton have a player from overseas. Mobile have player from overseas. Mount Pleasant have player from overseas. The transfer window doesn't constrain you to a player from Jamaica or a Jamaican player. So why is it that you're attacking Jamaican local talent? What is the need for you to attack local talent in that?
And these players as well.
And the question was not posed only to local players. The question was about the broad transfer market. Are you looking to make any moves? That the man asking me now. So you did not to go and batter Jamaican talent, and that is a good point as well. Just say you're not on the links abroad. Just say you're not. Just say you're not look for players or something else. We don't need why you attack your own player them. Who the play for him, brother?
Exactly. I'm going to expose.
It was a player, so who the play for him, my friend?
All right, watch out the canyon. I'm going to expound on that, right? The question, as I said, never was posed for you to attack local players. And as I said, if I was a local Jamaican player, you can't coach me.
Brother, we'll play if you lose and get fired. Simple.
Yeah,
that may I say with that with the Jerome Waite section. I don't want to play for a coach like that. You get me I say?
Yeah.
Brother, we'll play if you lose and
even go as far as the players with him up. Watch on the CC. Even go as far in the video if you say the players with him up for them talent minimal or limited. Like me as a player, I want just really want to play for you.
All right, I'm going to give you a thing because I'm going to do a video on it. You know, I'm going to do a video upon the underlying coach as well because he might do some things I'm not like. You see me? But I'm going to show you in a video. He might say some things like he want collect money and no work. And you can't do them style every day. You make some talk like you want the people to fire you because you still going to get back. You're going to get the money same way based on the contract. You can't do them things there, bro. You see me? Them things they come out lazy. Like so. Do give me a talk, man.
Yeah,
the comments them when I make, bro.
People
Them
keep on
thing
saying
they-
the
No,
man
but
I
the
tell
thing
the
is,
truth.
Kevin
But what I
Hart,
say to
what we
people
are
is
trying to
like,
say, Kevin Hart, is as a coach, as a professional, someone who you need a set of players, right, to be playing for you to get results. You can't come out and this a player them dog. It's that simple. When Arteta is asked about the quality in his team that he needs to address, even though he knows that the board now give money for buying a bomba player, him still now come out and bash him player. Him need not bash the board. He might do his job. That's what we just talk about Steve McClaren. As a reporter, your job is to ask the questions, forget the answers that the public want to forget. And as a coach, Zine, your job is to try and beat around that answer while keeping everyone happy. In
I'm
and
gonna wrap
around
up.
you. In
I'm
and
gonna wrap
around
up.
you. That means your agent, that means your owners, and that means your players. So in
So,
no case you're
yeah.
supposed to bash your owners, your players, or none of them thing there. When a simple question is posed to you, give a professional response. Yes, we are looking in the market. All if you're not look, all if you're not buying nobody, give the professional response. We are
All right,
looking
yeah.
in the
So,
market, and if some arise, we do it. Go through, CC.
all right, I'm gonna just wrap up. You see me? I just say, look, me are looking at the market. However, at this point in time, I don't think we have the financial resources to acquire whatever is in the market. But I'm gonna wrap up with this. I was pointing to people that some of the persons overseas, them love this thing where them run with certain things. And this was one of those things. The coach Jerome Waite answered that question when I attack local players, and because it is the narrative that local players don't good, you have man a do video and a post up. See that Jerome Waite tell us say local players are not good without looking into the context and say, but Jerome Waite, you were wrong for the comment that you made. Rather than saying that Jerome Waite, you were wrong, they run with the narrative to say, oh, the player them not good. And I didn't like that the Kanye. I didn't like that presser.
yeah, I mean, I
Because
like
at
that
the
too,
end
because
of the
two
day,
things can be true, you know. But
exactly.
I think a coach is not supposed to say that publicly. Us as the fans always have debates about whether we think that the man from overseas or local good. We always debate that. There's nothing wrong with having those debates because everybody assessment different. But as a coach saying that publicly, nobody talks about the lack of professionalism from him. But everybody will talk about the lack of professionalism from the JFF and all them type of people that when them not provide security.
Precisely.
But when a coach come out
So,
and say, oh, even my players, their talent is limited. Brother, me didn't just remember that if he say more run through brick wall for you and go up on the pitch, go play Mobile United, brother. My talent limited, so I'm not gonna get 100% for already. You know, go find man who have 100% talent.
but yeah, but big up on yourself still. I just wanted to put that out there because a lot of people run with the negatives and then post up video and then everything was negative for Jamaica, bro. And them things that them highlight. I'm gonna like them style.
And then
But you
again,
get the
before I
message,
run
I'm not
CC,
going too
if a
hard for
coach
this
is
because of
before I say that
channel.
CC, before I run CC, if before I run, we're trying to get players. Okay, so people from outside they're going to make assessment from the outside looking in on the talents that are within Jamaica. If you have a coach who come out and publicly say that, brother, what do you think scouts and them people they are going to think, brother? Man, they're going to say, yo, that man they in a system for you, so maybe a 3 month talking. You see me? I say, maybe a man say, I'm take my word for it. Obviously, that the man go look for himself, you know, brother, and maybe him disagree with Jerome Waite. But brother, you not say them type of thing, the bad man. You see me? You say them type of thing there. But big up yourself, CC.
Man, no, man, just answer what you did say because I did something that happened to my phone a while ago. That which you just said, Presser, very, very excellent point. Excellent point. A person looking outside and players inside. Here, the former national U20 coach, and make them kind of statement. Remember, you coach a national team to youth, and I can make them statement there. When I look on the ball with that Jamaica, bro, me didn't even bother want to see you know. You get me, I say? And that's a wrong approach because Whisper come from Jamaica, Dixon come from Jamaica, Leon Bailey come out of Jamaica. What name there? The other old ball of them we did have. What we can say, oh, Fuller come out of Jamaica, Gardner come out of Jamaica. So you go tell me, so one next baby Gardner down here. Nobody now come look, brother, when I'm a coach people in a national team. I tell you, so we not no talent, brother. And nobody never ask you that.
Man, ask man about transferring them. Just say you don't see any players that can strengthen the squad the way you want, but we see 2 young players we're going to try to get them in the door. Simple. You see me, I say? And CC, me say the last coach me ever see throw them player under the bus to that level was Tridini down a Forest Green and then fire him after that. You get me, I say?
Bro, the man is irresponsible and sound like a dunce. I'm gonna response O want to say nothing to him, man, irresponsible and sound like a dunce, bro. To throw jobs at the very players that you are coaching and to throw jobs at local players when nobody asks you that question. Nobody not ask
And
you
when I
that, bro.
basically say as well, when I said to Decano, if he was at another team, then well, him basically make it known say the player them have them talent limited. So more than if you look on them either way. You see me I say if him do the one next team, kind don't make that player say
Precisely.
feel
But big up on yourself still. A joke.
Yeah, man,
thing.
bless up. Yeah, I feel like we start the year, right, people. CC make some great points. And again, people, yes, we know say the island no blessed with talents like that across the board. Nothing no wrong with that, people, because we try to develop the man them. You see me I say maybe at the next 5 or 10 years that I got them. But you cannot have a coach coming out and saying that, people. As bad as United is, you're not going to hear Ruben Amorim this season come out publicly and say, oh, you know, say the player that we have, they're not good though. How are you going to survive the rest of the season, brother? How are you going to survive the rest of the season? Come on, brother. I'm finding them disrespectful, brother. We're not debating what Jerome Waite say. Not true. We're not debating that. It is true. But when you're in a certain position, you have a certain responsibility. Simple. But we're going to anything now, people. So
Yeah, man, one step before my people will forget to give you the punk of the week, but you don't know who that goes to. None other than Punk Hallgrímsson, brother. This man will be a punk for life. And no matter, brother, anybody will watch this. Some people in the comment section always come to me and say, what if you call a big man punk? What if you know no respect? Brother, if me I do a video about Hallgrímsson, just don't click on it if you don't want me hear me call the man punk, brother. Because at this point, the man named Heimir Hallgrímsson, name Punk Grimmy, brother. You see me? Punk Grimmy are the man name, brother. So if you see me do a Heimir Hallgrímsson video and you don't want to hear Punk Grimmy, just don't click on the video. May I tell you from? He's the punk of the week, the punk of the year, the punk of the decade, Punk Hallgrímsson for international, and we can give the punk as an honorable mention, Jerome Waite, for his comments as well. Big up on yourself, people. Any final thoughts, Percy?
no, I feel like we started short. I feel like CC started the year after because CC makes some great points as well. I mean, it's just unbelievable. I've never really seen that response from a coach. Normally, when me hear coach get asked about players who they want to bring in, them just say, you know what, we're trying to get this player, but it might be unrealistic in January, seeing that the January window is kind of hard to get quality players in. It's simple, brother. You don't have to go, you don't have to talk about nobody no good on them type of thing, brother. Isn't it? I say, you know, do them type of thing, brother. Again, I agree, say, yo, the talent level not dead like that. Me as a fan can say that, but as a coach, I'm not going to coach a team and come up publicly and say that, brother. My response would have been, well, you know, Nakins, the player that we want, it's kind of hard to get him right now because it's January. But we're trying our best to bring in reinforcements. If not, we'll find a solution. Maybe we play Tuk in at the left wing position and switch Mal to central midfield. Simple as that. You move on, bro. You know, and CC say, you have a national team coach and make them kind of statement, the brother. So, I'll leave it this, you know, people. If I'm going to make them statement there. But big up on yourself, people. Until next time, stay safe. Happy New Year again, people. I'm giving you the big bad outro.
It's time to rise up.